All right, everybody, welcome to your weekly wellness check. It's just supposed to be a bunch of friends getting together to talk about fitness, talk about connected fitness, talk about our journeys, talk about Peloton, because most of us are Peloton riders, runners, strength trainers. It's not meant to be any stress. It's meant to just be, light conversation. So if you want to join the conversation, please hit the hand on the lower right of your phone. We'll bring you right up on stage. If not, don't stress out on it. Just kind of hang out in the audience. It's all good. So anyways, first topic. Yo, John Foley out here selling rugs, y'all? That's what's going on? It's just me. I'm a little surprised. I know he went from, high innovation, connected fitness, fitness-based equipment stuff, an industry where he was about to like change the dynamic. He came up with a product we all love, right? And then all of a sudden, I just got up. I was minding my own business. I wasn't bothering nobody. I just got up in the morning and turned on my computer, and it told me that John Foley was selling rugs. So so I'm trying to figure out, is there innovation in how he's selling? I heard that it's custom order. Like you hit them up and you tell them, exactly the size of the rug. And, I guess you design it all out yourself and then they just like make it to your specification and it's direct to consumer or something. Is there innovation in that or something? I don't understand. I'm at a loss. Somebody help me out.
Well, I don't know anything about rugs. I've heard that those customizable ones are extremely expensive.
Okay.
But that is pretty much all I've heard about him. I was kind of surprised he went that way, but then kind of not surprised that he didn't go into fitness. Because I feel like if he stayed in the fitness realm, everyone would compare it to Peloton.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, oh, well, Peloton was this, and you did this at Peloton, and you blew up that fast. So I can kind of see why he drifted, but that was like a real far drift.
Yeah, I was lost at it, and then I saw that he had one of his other C-suite members from the Peloton days that joined him. So it seems like he's got people that feel like this is something that's going to do something. And I heard he raised like was it 25 million? I heard he raised some money, and so I just figured I must be missing something. There must be some innovation in rugs. I don't know nothing about it or something. I'm missing. I didn't even know people wanted rugs like that. I'm all lost.
Maybe this is above our pay grade or something because I'm very confused. When I saw rugs, I was like, the hell?
I'm lost. Rugs. That's where I'm at.
I don't know.
I don't understand, but that's all right. I wish him the best. I hope those blow up. I hope it becomes a big deal. But it caught me by surprise. I wasn't expecting that. And but you know what else I was thinking? So many people that left Peloton or were let go from Peloton. Is this like an opportunity for him to kind of just start bringing people over there? Like, right? If they don't have opportunity or if they haven't found any, and so I guess from that perspective, maybe it's a good deal. Another venture. Maybe they follow him there if they haven't found something already. But I don't know.
He has like 3 people that came with him, right?
I don't know. I only know one, but if there's others, like I don't know. I only knew about one.
No, I thought it listed them, and for some reason I thought it listed that it said these 3 people were previous Peloton people, but I don't know the names, so I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know them. But anyways, I'm wishing him all the best. It was just a surprise. I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't prepared for rugs. You know what I mean? And then it just started all the jokes out there. I had people coming in my group talking about, well, I guess he pulled the rug out from under Peloton. They had all kinds of jokes going left and right. I figured we would hear that somewhere else. But the media has been real nice to him. It's just been real kind stuff in the media. So I don't know. Maybe.
Well, that's good. He needs a little bit of kindness from somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in the chat said that maybe he has a non-compete.
Oh, maybe.
And he can't do any kind of fitness stuff for a certain amount of time.
Maybe that's it. He
So
talks.
maybe that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
He talks like this is like a passion or something of his.
Rugs. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to go with it. I'm trying to go with it.
You always, that's what I love about you, John. You just always see the brighter things. I just,
I mean,
I
that's
don't know
what he
about rugs
said.
being a passion. Like, whose passion? Like, oh my goodness, look at all of this area you can cover. Like, I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But go ahead.
That's what he said. So I'm going with it. So I don't know what Chris saying out in the chat. Did they have the wool rug pulled over their eyes? You see, that's what I'm saying. I was seeing all kinds of those type of jokes in my group. It's the same type of jokes. Same jokes. That's what I kept hearing. But anyway, I'm wishing them all the best. We'll see how that goes. I'm hoping I hear more about it. We'll see. We'll see if we do. But it was interesting. That's an interesting one. I asked people if they was ordering rugs. Ain't nobody told me they was ordering rugs yet, though. I ain't heard nobody say they was ordering rugs yet. I'm waiting for that one. So somebody can tell me how they are. I ain't heard nobody say that yet. Anyway.
Has anyone seen them yet? Like, do they exist yet?
I don't know if they do or not. I don't know. I mean, the website is there, but I didn't go through like looking to purchase. Like, I didn't do that. So I don't know. I'm not sure. So I couldn't tell you. I don't know. If anybody does, Chris, what'd you say? It's been delayed 2 to 3 years.
I don't think any of us will.
Yeah, probably not. But if y'all do, let me know. I want to know about this. All right. On to the topic that I really want to talk about, and that is, we've been talking out here for a few weeks about this New York City Marathon coming up, right? And, I was like, I'm going to definitely make sure I'm out there, because I had heard that Jessica Minardi was going to be running, and I had heard that Janetta was going to be out there, and Ebony, and, I had heard, a whole bunch of folks I knew was going to be running, and, I had to make sure that I was out there supporting it. So Tammy organized it, bought a bunch of cowbells, and we had a whole bunch of people out there. And you know what? That was inspiring. It really was. I had a really good time watching y'all crazy people running 26 miles.
Because you're going to do it next year?
Ooh, Lord. I left it. And Erica was like, so we going to do this next year? I was like, oh, man. Oh, I guess I might be, because now Erica asking me questions.
Yes. Yes. Come on.
That might be the case, because Erica asking all this. And Jasmine, she all into that type of stuff now. So now she talking about it. She don't watch y'all running.
Family, so, let's go.
Oh, my goodness. They about to wrap me all up into running all them miles with y'all. Oh, my goodness. But I'm just going to say that it was. I mean, I'm serious. It really was an inspiring thing, just watching people, giving everything they got and doing that distance, and us kind of walking from point to point, while we know you guys got to run all these different miles, and kind of tracking people and seeing where they're at and what block are we at? Are they going to be here in a second? Just kind of watching, it was really cool, and it was also really cool to kind of see at the end, right, where we were there a long time. Now it's darker, and there's there are runners that are still running, and they're pushing, trying to compete and trying to finish. And just seeing those folks, people that they're struggling, but they still going. I mean, the whole thing was kind of cool. I was inspired by it. Jessica Minardi ran past us like at mile 18, like it was mile 1.
No.
Okay.
Yo, she is moving.
She ran past us like it was mile 1. I just knew she was going. I said, it's mile 18.
Listen to my video. I was all prepared.
Right.
I was like all prepared to say the hardest part is check done.
Right.
And girlfriend moved so fast, all I got was Jessica Minardi.
Right.
I was feeling good, honestly, the first half of the marathon. And then once the rain started, my injuries started to act up. So I had to walk, run, which was no shame, and I walked and ran as much as I could. Sometimes it wouldn't be like equal distance. I would run a few miles and then end up walking, etc. But it still overall was such a great experience. It was difficult. I think people talk about how wonderful New York City is and how fun it is, which it is, don't get me wrong. And the crowd is very empowering. It's a beautiful experience. But the course itself, taking away the people, is extremely difficult.
It
Those
seemed like
bridges.
it seemed like y'all was running uphill every time I got to y'all. Y'all was running uphill.
Listen to me. I'm about sick of all these hills in New York City.
Okay.
Like, it don't make no sense. Aside from the bridges are death. I think 59th Street Bridge actually is just horrible. The Staten Island Bridge apparently is the highest bridge, which is where you start off, the Verrazano. But you don't even feel it because you have such adrenaline rush. So you're going through the bridge and it's like, oh, okay, this is whatever. If this is the steepest, then that's fine. But that's relative to how far you go along the course. And then there's smaller hills, but you're tired by the time you get to the rest of the hills.
Right.
It's just, First Avenue is just an uphill battle. It is literally rolling hills. Like it's a very difficult course. So I'm not going to shy away from that, but I think it's so worth it. And no matter how fast you run, how slow, it is absolutely worth it. And coming from someone that absolutely walks it's like, it's your race, your pace. So please, anyone, including you, John, and including you, Danielle, please think about running at least New York City.
We've had this conversation.
You're going to do it next year. That's right. I forgot. I totally forgot that you were already down. Fantastic.
I would still be running come the next morning. You're going to have to show up with some pancakes and some bacon.
Okay.
Shut up.
You're doing running on Medal Monday.
Shut up. I absolutely want to do next year.
Y'all be going back to get your medals engraved and I'll still be finishing the course.
Okay.
No, you won't.
I'm going to be thinking about it like I be thinking about running.
You're just going to do it, John. We've decided. This is the deciding factor. You, Erica, Jasmine, Danielle, we're all doing it next year. Period.
I'm gonna be thinking about it like I be thinking about joining y'all for that Saturday 60 while I'm sitting on the
Good
couch.
night. That means
That's how I'm gonna be thinking about it. I'm gonna think
Erica,
about it.
Jasmine, and Danielle will be joining me next year.
Like that, if Erica and Jasmine run, there ain't no way they gonna let me stand. They gonna talk about me like I ain't worth nothing.
Yeah, they are.
They ain't no way if they ran, I would never hear the end of that ever in life.
Exactly. So you might as well, let's choose a charity and let's get to begging.
Well, I'll let y'all know if they really do. I mean, they was talking. They left. I mean,
I'm gonna send them a message.
Jasmine left there like talking like, she talking like, we's about to do something. So
it was so inspiring though. And, I said to this Justin, I've been saying it to her the whole time. Like, I feel like a proud mom, like watching her finish and knowing that she did it. And it's just like, I don't know. I'm just so proud of her. Like,
thank you. Danielle has been my biggest cheerleader. And there's times where she would just send me random messages like, dude, you're almost there. Like, she's been so amazing. And she knew how scared I was to do the miles. And like, I seemed like I was so prepared, but I was scared as hell, y'all. 26 miles is no joke. And I've never... And for those of you that don't know my background, I was told that I wasn't going to ever be able to run a marathon because of my injuries. So to do this really meant a lot for me. And I didn't focus on time. I just wanted the ability to do it. And, Danielle was standing in my corner every week. She's like, it's long run Sunday, and just in my corner. So more of the story is get you a friend like Danielle.
Trying to tell you,
And Janetta, first of all, Janetta's up on a platform. Can we talk about sis eating her miles?
Now listen, Janetta, this is what happened with Janetta. So okay, this was my experience in seeing both Jasmine Nardi and Janetta. Okay, I'm at mile 18. We standing at mile 18. I come up there eating French fries. They running, I'm eating French fries, right? And so I'm standing at mile 18.
Why are you like this?
Okay, I'm standing at mile 18. I said, I just know she gonna come back here. They told me, Jess coming. She like 2 blocks away. I was like, okay, she gonna stop right here because 8th mile 18, she gonna be ready for a breather and all kind of stuff, right? She ran past us like we weren't standing there waving and everything, ran right past us. I said, now see, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know. And then Janetta on the other side of it, we go to like I don't know what mile that was, like mile 20 or whatever. And then Janetta finishes. And then when I see her, she done finished the race. She coming back over to us. She running over by us. You still running? You been running all this time. You still running? See, that was my experience at the marathon. That was inspiring.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's going on, Janetta?
What's happening, bitches? I was listening to you guys, but I was driving home. You know, I'm always doing something like multitasking.
Right.
I just got out of work. But first of all, I want to say thank you. I mean, thank you to everybody that show up, and thank you to everyone that sent messages. It took me days to answer all the messages I had on my Instagram. So the messages, the posts, the people cheering, our friends that came and stayed at the hotel with us, they got up like freaking 5 a.m. to go get us coffee that day. They walked miles and miles and miles to meet us in 2 different places. And then Jackie ran the last 3 miles with Courtney. That was like hello, we can never get rid of you, Jackie. You're here forever. We're gonna keep you forever. So I'm when I see things like these, I just see the best out of the whole entire world. You know, when the world is going bad and one person does bad, you think everybody's bad. But then when we do things like a marathon like this and people come to support you, and you just think the best, that everybody is good. So, and this is what I want to keep, that everyone is so fucking great. I mean, it's just amazing to see how everyone came out for us and for everybody. It was just amazing.
It definitely was. It definitely is a mutual thing though, because like I said, of course we wanted to support you guys because everybody recognizes the level of dedication it would take to kind of prepare for something like that, and then to actually do it, and you've got to be nerves and all that. Yeah. And so of course, like, we all appreciate that. So we want to support you, but then when you go there to support, you're getting something out of it. Like, I was getting something out of it because there were so many other people around me wanting to do the same thing, right? All of us are there wanting to support, and then while we're trying to support, you're being inspired. So I mean. Yeah,
no, and that's the reason why I ran New York. I ran Chicago, and then I ran New York, because last year I went to support my friends. Remember, I was cheering for my friends last year, and that's when I was like, whoa, wait a minute, I want to run again. I didn't want to run but then I wanted to run properly, and that's when I started training right. But New York was so much different than Chicago. Chicago, I wanted to PR, and I didn't know that I was gonna, qualify for Boston that big. And then New York, I was okay, I'm gonna go for it. It's only been a month, but after like 17 miles, I was like, I don't think I want to go so hard. And I just let Ebony go, and I was like, you gotta go. And then we got lost in the crowd with the water, and she left. And then I just enjoyed the crap out of that race. I was laughing the entire time. I listened to the music only for the first bridge, and after that, I took it off. I turned it off, and I was just looking at the crowd and enjoying the crowd. And for me, that was the best race because I got to run with my best friend, and we did great. And now we know that we can run together. So it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
I went to just cheer like my friends. Like, I was going because it was Jess's first marathon, and then we had so many other people going, but it was like I wasn't going to miss Jess running her first marathon. I had to be there. But being there with my neon megaphone and neon sneakers, I was just like, I'm so not only inspired, but I got so much energy from yelling for the runners, and everyone who had their name, if they had their name on their shirt, I was screaming out their names. People were like giving me like little shoulder shimmies and dances and stuff when they heard their name. And it was like such a cool experience to even just be a spectator.
I ain't gonna lie,
so if you ever go, pay attention to the people with their names on their shirts, yell their names out. I definitely feel like it gave them something. I hope they felt all the energy I was giving to them, because it was like mutual. I was giving energy, they were giving energy right back. It was an incredible experience, and I'm like, I just keep posting about it as if I'm special. Jesus, New York City streets. But, it was just standing around. I'm like, I keep posting, but it was such an amazing experience.
Uh-oh. Did we lose her, or was it me? Y'all still there?
No, I think we lost Danielle.
Oh, okay.
She was cutting off a little bit.
No,
I
I'm
think we
here.
lost her.
Oh, okay. You
She
still
with the
there?
cows?
Oh, okay. She out there with the cows. Oh, we hear you now. We hear you now, Danielle.
Where you at?
No, and congrats to everybody. Jasmine already, boom, you did that shit. It was like, we were all like, oh my God, how are we gonna end up? Are we gonna be able to walk, And everyone finished in a group, and everyone was standing and walking. And yeah, John, Ebony and I think at least we walked back 23 to mile 23 after we finished. So
I know. I saw y'all, and y'all came up there with energy. I'm like, how they got energy? I'm tired. I just been standing here.
Hey, we needed to be there for a friend. So, we got to see two of them. We got to see Jenny and Courtney past 23. And then we went, I think Janine gave us a ride like close to our hotel. So we went back and met them at the finish line when they got out of there.
Wow.
So, we walked, 30 something miles that day between the running and the walking.
Wow. That is, I'm gonna admit something though. Okay. So you heard Danielle talking about how, cause Danielle was hardcore cheering. She had her megaphone thing, and she was hardcore with it. But, she would sit out there and go, okay, go Gloria. And then the next person go by, she'd be like, you keep it up, Daniel. And I ain't gonna lie, for like 2 hours, I thought she knew all these people. Like, how she know their names? How she know all these people's names? It took me a couple hours before I realized they had names on the front of their shirts. I didn't know that. It literally took me.
Wait, I'm done.
It took me like 2 hours before.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. I ain't lying. I ain't lying at all. I ain't lying. It took me a good 2 hours. I was like, dang, Danielle know a lot of people, yo.
Oh my God,
Wait.
I'm so
You know what I mean?
But you know what's funnier though, John?
What's that?
3 people said to me from in our cheering group,
right?
How do you know their names?
See, it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me.
It was not just
It wasn't just me.
Oh my guys! But
I
it's
was
that
like,
they
on
say
their shirts.
Okay,
yes,
I didn't know.
It's
I didn't
kind
know.
of like a tip for you to put your name if you want cheering. And I honestly, this year that I did, I put my name on, and I was happy that I did because I personally felt like I would need the motivation. I don't care who the hell it's coming from.
Right.
But just hearing my name, like, come on, keep going, Jessica. I definitely needed that.
Yeah.
I think when I run this again, I probably won't have my name on my shirt. So whoever calls out my name, I know that they genuinely know me.
Right.
But this year I needed the mile by mile, step by step encouragement, if that makes any sense. Because I genuinely didn't know if I could do this.
Right.
So hearing just my name, throughout the time, it was very helpful to me. Now that I know I can start and finish, I want the encouragement the next time to come from just, the people that know me.
Well, y'all should have let me know because I was just sitting there in wonderment. I was like, man, Danielle know everybody up in here. But y'all,
No. I did not put my name on because I wanna hear who. I knew there was gonna be a lot of people in many different points. People were waiting for me. So when they called my name, I knew that they knew me. So I'll turn around and call them putas and bitches. So you imagine that I called entire fucking New Yorkers like putas and bitches. You imagine like responding to my friends. I was
that's
like,
well, y'all.
No, I get it, Yan. And also, I know that there were times where a complete stranger would be like, "Come on, Jessica, you got this." While I'm walking, and that gave me a boost. So I think people do it for different reasons, but sometimes you need that encouragement just to say, "Hey, you can do this." And even though the person doesn't even freaking know you from a hole in a wall, just hearing someone else say that, it really does give you a push. So if it is your first marathon and you want that external boost, I do recommend putting your name on your shirt. But if it's not, and you're just going and you want it to just be your friends, then you don't have to. But it's pretty cool just to hear like your name echoing. It's like a crescendo of Jessica's. It was
You know what I
really
mean?
cool.
Ariel, I see you in the chat. You asking you doing it next year? Ariel says she might be doing. You know, it was cool hanging out with Ariel and
Yeah.
Nishi and Janine, and we were just out there hanging. You know, and Felicia, and I mean, we was just chilling. It was fun. I have fun, and it was cool. It was actually cool seeing the instructors out there too, cheering people on. That was nice. That was pretty cool. So I had a blast. But yeah, Ariel, if you're doing it next year, let me know. You know, I don't know. I'm still on debate, but you know.
No,
There's no debating, John. You doing it.
Okay.
yeah, like Nicole needs to do it. I mean, Danielle has to do it. You
Coco's
guys
not
should.
gonna do it.
Yeah,
I want her to.
well,
She's not going to.
whatever, Coco. No, listen, I totally want people to go for like marathons. For me, is something like like also work in life.
Right.
It's something if you can do a marathon, I can assure you can do anything.
Right.
Like those classes that you don't want to do, the course that you don't want to take, like maybe you want to switch jobs, but you don't want to go the extra step and do those classes that you might have to do at nighttime after you get out of work. It's something like that. Training
Right.
for a marathon is almost training like the way you train for your life and your job and your kids and your partner, whatever it is.
That's the and you know I'm gonna tell you too, Jess, because I know you had the car accident and this is like a comeback from the injuries relative to that, and for you to be able to do this like from that, I mean that that hits me a little bit too, because I told y'all, I've told y'all before, I got a lot of back problems, had a lot of back surgeries, had a lot of knee surgeries, and my doctor told me 4 years ago that I wasn't going to be able to be really running no more. And I've been running since then. I've been able to overcome it and do it. I just haven't taken it any further than a 10K maybe. But I've been able to do it. So
I think you can.
Right? So
I think
right.
as long as you're smart and you listen to your body. And
Right.
for me, and that's one of the reasons why I moved from New York to California, was because of my body gets a little wonky when it comes to any type of precipitation, rain or snow. And when it's too cold, my herniated discs in my back tighten up. So the rain really it really messed me up, but I didn't want it to break me and I didn't want to stop, So I walked when I needed to and I ran when I could. And as long as you're listening to your body, John, from one injured person to another, our injuries do not have to make us disabled. They may slow us down a little bit, but that's A-okay. It's your race, your pace.
Right.
And you can do, if I can do it, John, you can do it. I promise you can.
So and for that reason alone, it kind of, that your story kind of inspires me to go, John, you already done a bunch of stuff they told you weren't supposed to be able to do. So I'm going to take the next step. Maybe you try it. So I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm gonna base it all on.
You're doing it.
I'm gonna base it all on what Jasmine and Erica say. I'm gonna base it all on that.
I'll be cheering you guys on. I don't think I'll do New York next year because I have to do the Woodlands and then in March, and then if I get into Berlin, I have to do Berlin, and then 24 will be Boston. So, but for sure I will come even if it's overnight to cheer everybody until the finish, until the end. So. I'm just saying, I'll be cheering you on. So I have to pay back. And I know how to pay back big time.
I see Felicia. I see you in the chat. Wait a minute. Are you doing it, Felicia? Let us know if you thinking about it too. But yeah. I'm. It's on my head now. We'll see what y'all inspired me. I mean, I'm trying to make sure that I give props and credit where credit is due. I mean, y'all inspired that. Y'all had
guys.
Y'all had Jazz saying that. So the credit where credit's due. What's going on, Felicia?
Hey guys, I just want to say congratulations to all of you ladies, and if there are any gentlemen down there, 26.2 is nothing to shy away from. You guys flew past us. I saw you at mile 23, and you guys were amazing. And John, you can definitely do it.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out.
You cycle, so the cross training will definitely help you out. Believe it or not, you can do it. You can definitely get it done.
We might have to try
So
it
let's
out.
go. I want a New York do-over. I did it in 2019.
Okay.
So I may do it again. I don't know what year.
Right.
But I do want a do-over because I didn't have the best experience when I did New York.
Okay. All right. Well,
Good. Do it again next year. And can I
I
just
don't.
tell you guys, I love
And
food. Thanks.
I was gonna say Felicia's not saying it, but she is like a marathon,
right.
like
She being humble with it. I know.
Fee
I already
is the
knew
queen.
this. I already knew
No,
this.
no, no,
See, I
no,
already
no,
knew
no.
this.
Put it out there. She's the
I already
queen,
knew this.
okay?
Not at all.
The majors. Let's
Mhm.
she's very humble with it, and I love that about her.
Mhm.
But I'm going to give her flowers.
Exactly.
She's a G, okay?
Okay.
And to do all of the things that Fee has done within running is absolutely incredible. To have all your majors, that's a lot of dedication. And respect her gangster.
Okay.
period.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you so much. And if anybody's interested, like some of you ladies that are trying to do some of the majors and trying to get in, let me know. It's all about knowing people sometimes too. So
Right.
I've been
Let
around
me
this
know.
running community for many years. So
Hey Felicia, nice to meet you. I
Like-
make rice and beans, and chicken.
and I eat it
Tofu.
too.
That's her bribing you to help her.
No, seriously. So, like it's not always easy to get in a lot of these races.
Right.
And I know a lot of running clubs and running groups. And like with New York, I didn't do it. I got a call and say, hey, we got a bid for you. So that year, same thing with Tokyo, the year I did that one. So it's sometimes it's connections and knowing people. And I've been running since 2012, but I did do all the majors, and I finished the 50 states half marathons. So I've been around for a minute.
Nice.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all put some respect on her
Put
name.
some
Put some respect on her
respect
name.
on her name.
So John,
No
let's
doubt.
do it. I'll do it. I said I want
Oh,
to do over. I
Lord.
don't know what year.
Come on next year. That's it.
Okay,
2023,
listen.
we're all
Listen, I'm
doing
gonna
it.
put it like this. I'm
Because-
gonna put it like this. If Felicia, if you doing it, then I'll do it.
Well, if Audrey do it, then I'm doing it.
Okay.
She's little quiet storm down there. So if she's doing it, I'm gonna do it. So I'm trying to persuade her to do it. I know she can.
I already know Jasmine and Erica want to do it. I'm the holdout.
It's about to be bananas.
So okay.
We lit.
All right then. We'll see how this work out though. All right then. Y'all might be out there carrying me at the last hour. Y'all been done trying to come back and find me, but we gonna do it. We gonna do it.
We doing it. Now I need to figure out how I'm gonna get a bib. I gotta beg people again. This is terrible.
We gonna figure that out too.
I'll talk to you, Jess.
What's
Bless
going
your
on?
heart.
What's
Thank you.
going on, Jen? Jen was out there running.
Hi, my loves. How
Okay.
are you? Good to see everybody here.
Did you see Jen?
Okay.
Did you guys see my boo
Drop
Jen?
Okay.
more fire. Drop it.
Yo,
That's
okay.
right.
Jenny was dropping fire. Okay, let's. Where's the bomb drop? Can we drop some fire from my belt?
That's what I'm saying.
How are y'all doing?
It's all good. It's all good.
I just wanted to hop in and just say thank you to everyone that was out there supporting us. The support, the love was just incredible. I know it carried me through miles 20 to 26.2, and I just wanted to hop in and say that because it just made the experience so much more incredible seeing the Peloton family there. So
We was rolling
wanted to hop
deep
in
that
and say
day.
that.
We was rolling deep
Yes,
that day.
yes.
Cállate, Lola, cállate. That's Lola.
My dog, she's very opinionated as well.
That's all right.
But yeah, no, it was just wonderful to see everybody there, and I just love y'all. Thank you very much.
Oh, we love y'all too. We appreciate y'all running and inspiring us, and so we're gonna have a whole bunch of new people out here trying this next year because y'all provided that inspiration.
Listen, if I can do it, I think anybody can do it. I'm a brand new baby runner, and I think it's a commitment. It's a lot of work, but I know everybody here can do it. Because I've seen y'all on the tread, I've seen y'all on the bike, and it's definitely, it can be done. I am proof of that.
Well, all right then. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to get up off the couch when y'all be running on them Saturday 60s. All right then.
So John, I'm just gonna say this.
Okay.
So when I first saw, just like you were standing by.
Mm-hmm.
When I watched some ladies run the Marine Corps Marathon, and I sat there and watched them,
Mm-hmm.
and they came and they finished. I said, you know what? Next year, 2013, I'm gonna do this.
Right.
it was inspiring. It was so inspiring.
That's what happened
And
to
so
me.
then I set out to do it.
That's what happened with me.
That's what happened to you. So come on, you got it next year.
Okay, we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. We're going to have a whole crew. We're going to get well, like I said, Erica and Jazz are already talking. Y'all inspired Jazz. I appreciate that. Anything that inspires Jazz, I appreciate that. And that inspired Jazz. Y'all did that. So y'all been doing that for Jazz for a little while, by the way. It ain't like y'all just inspired her just now. I mean, like I said, it took me, 4 years before I got her to use the Peloton equipment. But once I got her to use it, it was y'all that inspired her. The people, she would see certain people on the leaderboard and be like, how are they doing that? She told me about Jess Minardi and thought I didn't know who you was. She was like, there's this lady named Jess Minardi. She'd be on the leaderboard killing. I was like, oh, really? I know who she is.
Jazz was my boo. And meeting her, oh my gosh, that was such a highlight for me. She's so beautiful. Just send her my love.
Well,
I don't know if she's
appreciate
on. I didn't see her in the chat.
I'll let her know, but I just want to let y'all know. She was telling me y'all names. She didn't know I knew y'all. She was seeing y'all on the leaderboard. Saying, so I know who that is. So y'all been inspiring her for a while. So y'all did it again, and I'm a father. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on, but I appreciate y'all. We're gonna try this. Y'all might see me on the tread a little bit more because it's gonna take me a long time to prepare for something like this. So we'll see how that works out.
And just before we get off the topic, tomorrow, just a little plug. Me and Josh are going to be chatting about the marathon on Instagram Live at
definitely
6 p.m.
plug.
East Coast time.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Is it daylight or standard now? It's daylight, right?
Heck if I know.
I don't know. You're East Coast time. Thank you, G.
That's right. So all right. I'm sorry. 6 o'clock tomorrow.
Yep, 6 o'clock tomorrow on Instagram Live.
Instagram Live. It's going to be
under Jess Minardi, and I am a fit cookie, so you can find it through one of us.
Okay. All right. Definitely. Y'all go and check that out.
It should be good. It's going to be informative. She's got lots of tips she can give you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of questions I have for her. I mean, and then, it's going to be the two of us together, so it's going to be hella funny.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to be on there.
Better than the two of us together.
We're going to be on there.
It's going to be a mess.
We're going to be on there.
It's going to be a hot mess.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be in the chat talking crazy. We're going to be out there. So this will be fun. All right, then. So tomorrow at 6 o'clock, y'all check it out. Cool. All right, what else we have on here? Oh, the next thing was, I'll be going all out of order, but I'll follow the order. The Peloton holiday ad. I mean, I thought it was interesting. Now we know why they was out in L.A., right? I think they were out in L.A. for a minute, filming something. We didn't know what that was all about. Now they got an ad, and they're kind of using the idea, right, that physical fitness, but specifically what you get from Peloton, will drive you in other parts of your life, right? And I think that was the idea of the commercial. It was like, they were late to get their stuff together for a holiday thing with their parents or somebody, and they had been getting all this motivation all week from Alex and the instructors, and now they needed to get it in gear to get ready for their holiday party, and so they kicked it in gear because the motivation carried over. Now, I know a lot of people thought it was kind of corny. While I'm watching the commercial, I'm thinking, well, dang, we over here at the marathon using all these instructor quotes. I mean, they obviously, the concept, I think, is accurate. I guess the question is, will it appeal to someone who's not already in the Peloton community, right? But I mean, the concept's accurate. So I thought I would just throw it out there, see what you guys thought about the holiday ad. If you've seen it. I don't know if anybody seen it, missed it. No? All right, y'all all missed it.
I mean, I saw it, and I think it's cute. I just don't know if it translates for someone who isn't already connected in Peloton.
Yeah, I heard that a lot.
Like you said, we use all these sayings and stuff, but is that going to, just a random person who sees that commercial, are they going to get that really? I don't know.
I heard that a lot, and I think I align with that. I mean, yeah, a lot of people said that. Somebody ain't already, drank the Kool-Aid and already in the community. What is that going to really do for them? And I think I'm with that. It aligned for how I'm reacting to stuff though. Right, so, a person that's already in the community. I was like, yeah, I guess that that looks like something that's happened with me. But I'm with you. Yeah, it probably doesn't align for anyone else outside of the community. What's going on, Shelley?
So I saw the commercial, and I have a couple of friends who saw it, and they were like, "Are they making little elf on the shelf Peloton instructors?"
That's what it was. That's how they did it, right?
Yeah, I was like, "Wow, where can I get a little Alex Toussaint to live in my house?"
I heard that too. I saw that a lot.
I don't think most people want a little Alex. I think they want the real Alex.
Well, I would too, but if I can't get the big one, but I'll take a little one. I can put him in my pocket. John, for some reason, everyone else is loud, but you're coming in very soft. I don't know if anyone else is.
Yeah, I'm having mic problems today, so we're dealing with it for now. But I'm gonna have to figure it out for next week. I don't know what it is.
I think Erica sabotaged them because she still doesn't have her Stairmaster.
Okay.
So she was like, I'm over this.
No, I mean, something went wrong. I don't know what happened. But yeah, we're going to have to deal with that next week. But yeah, I mean, you know, again, I'm with the whole concept of it's kind of cool, interesting for a person that's in the community. If you're not in the community, I don't know how much it does for you. Not sure. So I'm reading the chat now to see what people are thinking about it.
But I definitely don't think it's a commercial that got everyone talking, like the one where the woman's husband bought her the bike.
Oh,
I don't think it's getting Peloton the bang for its buck.
Oh no, it ain't. No, that ain't happening. I don't know if it's. I was kind of seeing it as the holidays are here, and they've got all these new channels. Now you can pick up a bike on Amazon. You can go on your local certain Dick's Sporting Goods stores. So there's these new channels. And now if you see an ad, it's a little different than if you've seen an ad in previous years. In previous years, you saw an ad, you had to go to the website. Now you see an ad and you just happen to be walking through you know, Dick's, or you're on Amazon ordering something else, and you might, maybe it helps them, the ads help them a little differently this year than it has in the past. I don't know. No? Yeah? Does it have to be as like impactful? You know, is it enough to have the ad during the holiday season now, right? Because you have more channels? I don't know. But I see Chris in the chat. He was kind of feeling like what you were saying, Danielle, like may not resonate. But I think that's most of us. I hear you, Chris. Let's see. Oh, Erin said she saw the ad on ESPN. Yeah, I've started to see it running too in different markets, different places on television. So it's out there.
I don't think I've seen it anywhere other than like Instagram. But
No,
there's
I
another
saw
one I
it.
see all the time. I can't think of which one it is though. There's one they play on Bravo, like on repeat.
Yes, I know exactly which one you're talking about. But I did see the new Christmas one on Bravo as well, because I was catching up with Married to Medicine, and the Christmas one popped up, and I was like, "Oh snap!" So it's out there.
You're right. I did see it on there. I did. Yeah. I saw it. Only once though, like only one time.
Yeah, it was once, but
a lot.
Yeah, the other one, I forgot which one it is. I see it all the time when I'm doing Bravo, but
it's like where they show everybody, like they show somebody on a bike, they show somebody. Yes, and it's like, come on, Peloton.
They played the new one. They played the new one a lot on MSNBC during Election Day.
But did you guys see it? Both the London one and the U.S. one?
Yeah,
I saw it on Pillow Buddy.
Right. Yeah,
That's the one that I saw.
I still haven't seen the London one. I've only seen the U.S. one.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, it's the exact same commercial, Danielle.
Right.
Just with the UK-based instructors.
I saw the London one, and I was not too impressed.
Yeah, I think if you already have Peloton equipment, you look at it like, oh, it's just a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing that's going to make you gravitate to it or anything like that. It was like, oh, cute.
You know what? I wonder. I feel like I've seen this same kind of pattern before, like where Peloton sees like some type of magic that's already kind of happening within the community, and then they try to grab that and use it as a part of their marketing. But it always kind of ends up like, well, that only works if you already, are deep into it. I feel like I've seen the same thing happen before, right? Like,
Hey, John, listen. I think they should use the real people, the real Peloton users, the people that have it for 2 a year, 2 3 years, the people that really love it. And seriously, we do advertise the crap out of the bike and the tread for free. So why don't you just use it, people that use it? The people that all every day using the bike or the tread, or they're outside running, they use the app. Just I don't know, take some clips from them, steal it from Instagram. I mean, ask permission though, because then somebody will sue you. And then make a commercial. I mean, make a commercial with the real people, so it's not just these actors and actresses from the fuck out of nowhere, making commercials. So whatever, that's what I'm saying.
I think that they've done that before, but here's my thing. They've done that before, but every time they do it, it's cool stuff. Like it'd be inspiring stories with the community members, and they'll be telling their why, like I've seen that before, but that's different than what you see on social media, the true fanatic that is like having a blast and showing all this excitement and energy and right. It's like a different thing. Like I've never seen them do like something that reflected the energy of the people that are ingrained and enthralled in it. I never saw that. Does that make sense?
And
No?
it's no, they definitely, and I think it should be. So all the ones I've seen when they've done members before, they've all been very staged and very professional and like, you know. But I definitely think they need to figure out how to capture that energy. So maybe do it at the studio when people are there, and then interview them right after a class or something.
Oh, that's a good one.
Still
I
have
like
like the
that
good
idea.
lighting, but it doesn't have to be all perfect. Like, so, I mean, but of course they have to be there on the right day to get the right energy. Because I keep telling y'all, some days it's like Melba toast up in there. But if they come on a good day, when there's a good crowd, I think they could get a really good commercial.
I felt like this has been a struggle of theirs from jump. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the community brought, it created the original official the Peloton page, and the community started, the treks to the studio, and the community started the home rider invasion, and it's like the community started a lot of stuff, and then Peloton would try to come behind it and kind of use that as a means to kind of advertising for it. But I don't know that they've ever figured out how to really tap into that to kind of gain like a marketing benefit from any of that. I don't think they've ever figured that out.
John,
Yep, yep. You there? If you're talking, you're on mute, Shelley.
where the people would come down in these beautiful homes, and then people started posting on Facebook their Peloton setups,
Yep, yep. I remember that.
and that was pretty funny. But I think a great commercial would be to show like regular homes with Pelotons and people like riding, going and high fiving people, like a real thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is they need to do. I just know that it feels like they've never figured out how to truly tap into it and use it to their benefit. Like I don't
Yeah.
think they've ever figured it out. What's going on, Chris?
Hey, John, how's it going?
Doing good, doing good.
I was just going to chime in. They actually, last week, I think, posted a couple more of those, real member stories with some of the German community. And
Oh,
it seemed like that actually had a better response on social media than the holiday ads did, which I thought was interesting.
That makes sense to me. I mean, that adds up.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense.
It kind of tracked with everything you were saying about, what might get a better response.
Right. Yeah, that adds up to me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. You know what I do like too? I also like that, Uncle Barry out here trying all kind of stuff. Uncle Barry just throwing stuff against the wall. He like, let's see what sticks. See, so which makes me think maybe they'll come up with some type of new strategy of how to tap into like the actual energy that like resonates outward from the community. So like, I don't know. I just don't feel like they've ever figured out how to harness it. But we'll see. All right. let me move on to the next topic. What is the next topic? Oh, I heard rowers was being delivered next week. I heard some people come out in the group and they were saying, look, I just got this thing to schedule my delivery. I'm getting my rower next week. And the first thing I thought is, when is Danielle rower coming? You know what I mean?
Danielle is not getting a rower. I told y'all. Listen, Mr. Fit Cookie is not on board.
He ain't on
Child,
board?
please, it ain't Christmas yet.
It ain't Christmas
No.
yet. That's what it is. That's all it is. It ain't Christmas yet. You know? I agree with that, Jess. It just ain't Christmas yet.
So, John, I will say that I've already received my rower mat.
Okay. When does your rower come?
Monday.
Oh, snap.
You just want to rub it in our face, huh?
Uh-huh.
He said he saw it. I didn't post it. I didn't care that since I happen to be on platform here and he mentioned it, I was like, I can speak to it.
You know?
Whatever.
Okay, Felicia.
Know what I mean?
Come on over. Anybody can row. You're welcome to come
I'm
over. Let's
about
have
to
a
book
row
a
party.
flight, honey. It's
Okay.
cheaper than buying a damn rower.
Oh,
Come on
you ain't
over.
never lied. Hold up.
10 flights for that price.
You ain't never lied. Listen.
I keep saying that they should have sent Danielle a free one just to use it. Danielle posts every day, all her workouts. They should have given one. I mean, come on, Peloton. You don't know how to do shit. Just give the woman a rower. I mean,
They damn sure should have given me a rower, but
They really should have. They
listen,
stupid for that one.
You know what I mean?
Peloton won't even send me an invite to anything, so they ain't giving me no damn rower.
I got a feeling that they're going to come out with a financing option next week.
Oh, for real?
That's just my feeling.
Okay.
A good feeling.
With their 20% interest rate, child, ain't nobody financing nothing from these Peloton people.
No, they might do like 0 for a period of time, like
Okay.
shorter period of time. But I think
for 1 month.
For 1 month. Yeah, 0%.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it'll be like if you went straight through a firm, because everybody's like, oh, you could do a firm now, but that's like just an affirmed thing, and the percentages were outrageous, I guess, depending on like what your credit was. But I think this will be like the normal Peloton financing, but just not. It used to be for like a long time when you got like 0% or something. I doubt it'll be an extended period of 0%. It might be like 6 months or something.
I think it'll be the year. It'll be the standard year they're doing now.
No,
Okay.
don't you guys. No. If you had to pay interest, if they do the 0% like they did with the bike long time ago in the trade, you can do that. But do not pay interest for this shit. If you cannot buy a rower with your cash,
I agree.
do not put it on your credit card.
Period.
Do not buy it just because you want everybody to know you have a freaking rower.
Right.
If you have the money, go forward. Go and pay cash for it. But if you do not have the money, you paying your freaking credit card off, you do not go and buy a rower. Okay,
Agreed.
I'm with that.
I have not financed one piece of machinery because I feel the same way. If I ain't got it, I don't need it.
I got a question. Are the people buying the Peloton rower? I think that's just us, right? That's just we might not even really be rowers. We just love Peloton, right? This ain't like people.
So no, for myself, like I did it faithfully with Orange Theory and beyond.
Okay.
So I did it for a long time, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I was looking forward to it, and I didn't really, until Peloton started to talk of it and mention. I was like, okay, I can add this to my collection. So this will be great. But I really enjoyed doing it at Orange Theory for a couple of years.
Well, you're gonna have to let us know next week what you think about it, because I want to hear how that's working.
Okay.
Definitely. I saw that earlier today.
So bad.
Oh, you want one too? Wait a minute, Janetta. Janetta said she was gonna get one. At one point, she said she's gonna get one if Marcel was a rowing instructor.
Yeah, but not. I'm not. First of all, I do not want to buy a rower right now. I do not want to put my money to that because my money is going into something, that's staying on steel bars and shit and concrete. But I not on a rower. I would not put my money into a rower. Like, no, hello, that's too much money.
You know what problem I'm running into? Here's the problem I'm running into. I got so much equipment around my house. I'm struggling to just reason with all this equipment. how much more equipment am I going to buy? I start to go, I'm going to buy the rower. And then I go, goodness, John, what you going to get rid of? That's where I'm
I
at.
don't think you need to
That's
get
how I
rid of
feel.
anything. I think you just need to balance out what modalities you're working and when,
Yeah.
creating a schedule for yourself and say, okay, it'll be Tonal Tuesday, it'll be Peloton, whatever. Get yourself on a schedule, write it all down,
Yeah.
and stay committed to the schedule. I think the versatility and different modalities and different machines are great for your body and great as an overall athlete. So I don't think it's obviously never enough, but I think you can absolutely manage all of them.
I'm the guy that, like some people, like, I don't know, some people like sneakers and they buy a lot of sneakers. Some people like, whatever, hats, and they buy a lot of hats. I'm the guy that like sees a lot of fitness equipment and I just be buying stuff. And so like last week, I'm just minding my business on Instagram and I see this little device you could just connect to your rack, and then it has a belt that goes behind your back, and then you could do like weighted squats without having the weight be over your shoulder. And I'm thinking,
Why do you need that?
That's perfect for me. I'm thinking, that's perfect. I don't need it. But see, that's the
Why
type of stuff I be buying.
You don't need weighted. Why do you need that? See, no, you just buy junk, okay?
I
Doesn't use the tonal.
I have to be buying
Doesn't
stuff.
use the tonal.
I ain't used the tonal not one
time.
Well,
that's problem number A, right? You have this beautiful piece of machinery. Why you don't use it?
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I just want to say,
You have to use that tonal. You have to.
That tonal's
He uses
lit.
free weight. He likes free weights.
Well, see, I got the tonal for Erica because Erica wasn't really into the free weight thing. And, she really wanted somebody just kind of helping direct her on what she should do. And I thought the tonal would be perfect for that. But, out in the garage, I got like 1,000 pounds worth of free weights. And I've been using that forever. Like I had no interest in the tonal. So it's there, but I just never have used it. Right.
So I thought your rower was going to go next to your Stairmaster.
Oh, Lord. See, is Erica on here? Oh, no, she not. Okay, good. Okay, because she been talking about that a lot lately.
And I just want to say, I felt a little attacked. You were like, some people like sneakers and hats. I mean, all you left off was hoodies.
Danielle, you have a problem. And the first step is admitting that you have a problem.
I ain't going to lie, though.
I do not have a problem.
Danielle
You can't even say it with a straight face. I hear you smiling. You have a problem, B.
Danielle sneakers be fly, though.
Like, you
I ain't going to lie.
You're a junkie. And it's okay.
Danielle sneakers
Danielle,
be fly.
you have a big problem.
I don't know.
Even Yan is saying you got a problem. Fam, you got a problem.
I ain't gonna lie though. I seen Danielle post some sneakers, and I immediately go looking like, where can I find those? Like I said, I mean, they should be helping. Not Peloton should be sending her a rower, and Nike should be sending her sneakers because she had me looking a couple times. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, I'm so over Nike and the fact that they won't make me an ambassador. Like, I basically work for you, Nike.
Okay.
Come on.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because you did have me looking. I was like, let me.
Don't stop buying sneakers. You could buy the rower.
Shots fired.
I don't buy the sneakers, though. I don't buy anything.
See,
Paul buys the sneakers.
That's how we know a rower showing up. How we know.
For sure.
You see
Nothing
what I mean?
is coming for Christmas.
Exactly. Right, Marcos? That's how we know. We said
I would love to get the rower, but I live in New York and space is limited here.
Right.
And if I get the rower, I'm gonna end up making the tread the bed, so that's not happening.
I got a question though. So I heard Danielle's the one who told me this today, that all of a sudden you can go into the digital app and there was like rowing classes out there. And then I saw
for
Chris
about 2 hours.
Posted it. Yeah. And it was just for a minute though, right?
Yeah, they went up around 4, I think, and they disappeared around 6:30.
So was
Eastern.
Do you think that was like teasing people, or did they just make another mistake? I don't know.
Good question.
That might be diabolical right there. Had us all talking. We telling everybody.
Here we go again, giving Peloton too much credit.
It's too much credit. It's too much credit.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you're like, okay, yeah, maybe someone is that smart. But then you look at all the other stuff and you're like,
Yeah, you're right. I don't know how to call it. But I thought it was funny that all of a sudden them classes was gone. I was in there going, it ain't there. Danielle said they was there. They ain't out there.
I think I give Peloton way more credit than it deserves. I think
Mhm.
that was just an error.
That was just an error. Somebody
True story.
Somebody hit a switch. They shouldn't have hit that switch. That's all it was.
They thought it was Monday.
You guys, that was not an error. They know what they're doing.
They was teasing
They
us.
just did it on purpose, teasing people so they
teasing
can
us.
see the content and like, oh my God, I'm gonna be missing out because we are such, suckers for
That's all it
this
is.
fucking Peloton.
We really are.
That's what it
We
was.
really
So,
are.
listen, the FOMO is so high. It's unreal. Like, especially if it is going on sale next week. Maybe they did do it on purpose.
What we gonna do? What we
Hold
gonna
on,
There's
do?
little teasers.
I don't think there's a
order next
sale.
week.
Oh, there ain't no sale.
No, not sale.
There ain't no
not
sale.
But like
Okay.
able to purchase. Like not on sale, like discounted price. No, like available for regular purchase.
Expensive
not
as
pre-order.
expensive as that thing is, they could cut it 15% off. That wouldn't even be no sale.
No. They're not giving me sale prices, but I meant not pre-order.
So what we gonna do next week when we see all these people posting all these videos and all these pictures and all this stuff because they out here taking their class right with Ash and it's just all over social media. What's gonna go on, Danielle?
Nothing. You take more bike classes. You go do a strength training. You go do Saturday 60. If you don't have a tread, you go outside and run outside. I mean, there's so much to do, you guys. That like me personally, I'm talking about me. I'm not going to miss another piece of equipment because I just don't have time to put all the shit that I want to take on the bike and the tread.
That's me. That's me. You right.
That's a good point.
I mean,
now that
I
we've
don't-
done running, we got to catch up with all these bike classes that we haven't taken. So that's a good point.
You right.
I won't have time for a rower, but that doesn't mean I don't want one, and that doesn't mean that Niche told me to take, or maybe it was Tammy. Tammy told me that the skirt I had on at the marathon I need to take to the pole. So that's what I'm gonna do when I have FOMO next week and everyone's rowing away. Is I'm gonna practice my pole skills.
Well, I can't wait to see this next week, what it looks like, and who's posting what.
I can't get no rower, so I'm thinking about getting my Orange Theory Fitness subscription back, and I might be there once a week, get my rowing fix out.
Okay, hold up. I was reading a story last week or this week, and the Hydrow CEO, he out here talking about, that Peloton rower ain't all that. They talking about they got form assist. That ain't all that. You need to have a camera. Sensors ain't all. That ain't nothing.
Consider the source, John.
He out here talking trash. He out here talking crazy. I don't know if
he's nervous. That's all.
I don't know. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Either he's nervous.
Worried.
Either he's nervous, or they're about to drop their own form of form correction using a camera, and he's trying to prepare everybody for why theirs is differentiated or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he was talking trash. I don't know what's up.
The form assist definitely made me focus more when I tried it. And as someone who has rowed before and has a love-hate relationship with it, the Peloton rower is like none I've ever been on before.
Okay.
It is smooth. It's so freaking smooth. And it's so quiet. It's an incredible piece of machine. Like it really is.
D, you really not helping right now. Fam,
I'm sorry. It was amazing.
Wow.
It's literally the best rower I have ever been on.
Thank you. And you continue.
Granted, I've never been on a Hydrow row, so I can't compare it to that, but I've been on other rowers and it is legit. And the form is right there on the screen. Like you light up red when you're wrong. So you can make your adjustments in real time as you see yourself. Yeah. I literally texted Paul and I was like, I just tried the rower and it was amazing. He was like, get out of that store right now. I'm calling them and telling them that you need to go. That you're not allowed in there.
It is smoother.
I already did it.
It is smoother and quieter than the Hydrow, feels like to me.
Get this. Okay, so the Hydrow CEO was in his article this week. He talking trash, and then somebody came in the group this week and posted a response from someone who was in the Hydrow group talking about, they hear their objective opinion on what they thought about the Peloton rower versus the Hydrow, and he talking trash. He had like 8 paragraphs of what he thought was good and bad, but in the end, he was like, it's whack. Hydrow people's talking crazy. They out here talking crazy. You know what I mean? But then I hear from Danielle. Danielle said, she got experience other rowers is good. Which causes me to, I don't know, I think they just talking crazy. What's going on, Charlotte? You there, Charlotte? It's just me, or do y'all hear me, or is it
I can hear
Somebody,
you, but you're real quiet again.
Oh, okay.
And there's like some kind of static happening now. I don't know if I'm the only person that's hearing the static because I'm
I'm
in the
hearing that
car.
I
too.
hear it too.
Okay.
I think that was, I think it's Charlotte. You there, Charlotte?
Oh yeah, the static might be Charlotte. You're cutting in and out. You kind of sound like a robot.
That's all
You
right.
sound like me when I'm with the cows.
No, we
She's
can.
in the matrix.
No, it's all kind of
Nah, this
choppy,
ain't it,
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
You kind of sound like this.
That's all right. But I wanted to hear what you thought about this rowers, though. But that's all right. If you get the connection back, let us know. But all right, yeah, I don't know why the Hydrow folks is going in. Like they going in on the performances. I don't know if that should tell me how
She's on the
good.
Hydro rower, probably.
She's on that Hydrow right now.
She's inside the hydro roll with the water. Probably me.
Yeah, I don't know if they talking all that trash because they nervous. I don't know if they talking crazy. I don't know what it is, but I keep reading stuff about that this week. It's craziness. All right, anyway, let's see what I got else on here. Oh, y'all, did y'all see that Peloton and Echelon settled that litigation thing? There's something interesting about that, right? What's interesting about it to me is Peloton had recently settled litigation with iFit. And after they settled that litigation, iFit agreed that they weren't going to do any more live classes, right? So the live classes went away. Now it's like all on-demand stuff. Now, this litigation... Uh-oh, you still there, Charlotte? It still ain't working. But yeah, so then this week, this with Echelon, out of this litigation being settled, Echelon no longer can have a leaderboard. Is it in on-demand classes or live classes? I can't remember which one. In one of those,
On demand.
in on-demand classes, they can't have a leaderboard. So now you got these two major competitors that if you use their content, you're limited. One, you can't have a live class. The other one, in an on-demand class, you have no leaderboard. I'm thinking, like, what is this going to mean? Do people care? Like, maybe the people that are iFit riders and runners and Echelon folks, maybe this won't matter to them at all. But I started thinking, well, that sounds like Peloton has now created more of a, well-rounded experience that could drive people in that direction. I don't know.
It could also just be another revenue stream for them. That now that they can't use it, Barry can license it back out and make more money for the company that way.
Yeah, that's a good point. They haven't talked about doing that yet, and like iFit just cut there. They're like, whatever, okay, we just cut it. We ain't doing that no more. And it sounds like that's what's happened with Echelon. They haven't said anything about licensing it out yet. So now it just ain't there. You take it on-demand class and you ain't got no leaderboard. So I don't know. I've become so accustomed to some of these things, like they're just like standard features to me. It's like vanilla features to me. I know they're cool things, but they're just vanilla to me now. So my mind can't even wrap around that I'm on this platform and I can never take a live class, or I'm on this platform and if it's on demand, there ain't no leaderboard. Like my mind can't even wrap around that. Like I feel like I would just be like, nah, bye. Those aren't my platforms, so I don't know. Maybe those folks wouldn't be like that at all. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, without the leaderboard, kind of like, what's the point? You know, like you get it because you want to be connected, and the leaderboard is what connects you to like your other people. So if you don't have it, then what's the point?
Well, what about Android users? I mean, they don't get as much of a leaderboard either. So you've got digital people who are already not necessarily fully on the leaderboard.
That's a good point.
But that's different because you're digital and you know that. Like versus being on a piece of equipment and not having a leaderboard. Like not having a leaderboard when I was digital before I got my bike, that was what really made me want the bike and want the tread, was the leaderboard aspect of it. So, I mean, I knew when I had my, the app, I wasn't going to have the same type of leaderboard experience, but that just made me want it.
Yeah, I don't know. I see you in the chat, Nisi. Yeah, I'm having mic problems this week. That's all right. We're gonna work with it though. But yeah, I don't know. I think that would drive me away, but I don't know. But I hear you, Chris. We got something similar to it in our space as it relates to the people on Android app. I guess it's kind of similar. Certain people ain't on the leaderboard, but to just not have a leaderboard, like most of what I do now is on demand. If I had to be in a scenario where if I got on demand, I don't. There's no leader. I don't see nobody. Like I'd be like, what? Nah, I couldn't work with that. But anyway, we'll see if it helps them out. I don't know if it's going to help them out at all, but we'll see if it does. Let's see what else I got left. We got like 11 minutes. I want to make sure I get to some of these things on here. What we got next? Yo, that new shopping widget on the Peloton touchscreen. What's up with that? Now you can just take a class and somebody's wearing something and they'll tell you how to buy it and you just click it from there. How does that work? What's up with that? What does it send something to your email box or something? What does it do?
It says it sends you a link.
You get an email. You get an email with a link to the tops and a link to the bottoms. And then you have to click the link to then go to the card and add it.
Dang, we've been talking.
But that's
how
assuming
long?
that it's Peloton apparel, right?
Correct.
If it's not
Currently.
How long? I mean, I feel like we've been talking about that for a minute. Like I feel like years ago we were talking about how come, but it was a little different years ago. People
But years ago, the inventory would sell out in 3 minutes. They're not waiting for it to go on sale.
Right. That's what I was just thinking as I was saying that. It was a little different back then. Back then, inventory was selling out in seconds. It was crazy. And I remember we were like, they should just put something on the touch screen so that people will know what these instructors is wearing so people can go out and... I remember us talking about that. I mean, literally like 3-4 years ago. It took them a minute to get here, but now they here.
And you still can't buy it from the screen though. Because I think when we were talking about it, we were like, be able to buy it right then and there because so many times back then the drops would be when we were in class. Or like as soon as class would be over. I can remember taking a class with Jess and Jess being like, wait till we're done stretching and then you can go buy it. And by the time you get there, it's sold out.
Right.
So, I mean, even this wouldn't help that because at least not the way it used to be. Because it's just sending you a link. So you start to go to your email and get the link. And then that's assuming it works.
Right.
Because when I tried it, I didn't get a link.
You got to pick sizes too. So it'd be complicated more than just a one-click thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can have your sizes stored as your preferences. Right?
Sure, but is every brand the same size?
No, but they're pretty close, I think, for most of the stuff they sell. That's my opinion anyway.
I agree that like if they had a way to make it more simplistic than the way it is now, yeah, it probably would be better. But the fact that they just have anything now is like, to me, there was a time when I felt like, you guys tell me if you guys felt the same way. There was a time when I felt like Peloton was going, yeah, we listen to the community, what they want, and then we just respond. But I always felt like, nah, that's not really what was happening. There were things that I would hear for years and nothing would ever happen. They would just kind of do what they thought, aligned well to whatever their strategy was. But
I was on touchscreen.
Right, but over the last 5-6 months, it feels like Uncle Barry done all of a sudden started doing all this stuff we've been talking about for like 5-6 years.
Desperation. I'm dead. I'm dead. I just wanted
is
to
it just
pop in
me?
and say, as someone who is a shopaholic, if Barry and the production team, I know y'all listening because y'all have nothing better to do but steal our ideas. If they were to implement that like shop now feature for the app users, I know as an iOS user, Apple Pay is the devil,
You
right?
ain't
Because
never
all of
lied.
that shit is auto stored.
You ain't never lied.
So if I could automatically, if I was, taking a class on the app and then that widget were to pop up, automatically bump me to, like, mind you, within the Peloton app itself so that it doesn't bump you out into Safari. But if it lets you kind of look like a widget similar to what Instagram Shop looks like, because you can shop within Instagram. That's basically, Instagram to me is a shopping app right now. So if they were to do that, where you could drop down and do sizes all within the Peloton app for Peloton apparel, it basically reduces the friction for consumers because it's all within the app. Then they'd be able to also gather the data about how many people were buying through the app,
Everybody be
sizes
broke.
of the people. people. We don't need
Everybody be
this. We
broke.
didn't need this stuff.
Everybody
That's coming to Android in 2030.
I mean, I've never been an Android user, so I don't feel bad. Get an iPhone.
Everybody would be
You
broke.
think they'll do ads next? Like, this ride is brought to you by Nike.
Oh, snap.
Oh dear God,
Get
They
more
no!
bet, they
revenue?
bet not. They bet not.
I would hope
Yes.
not. No.
To
Because
digital
even
users? To
even
digital
Hulu, when
users?
Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
I was just saying, the digital users who are paying $40 a month less, I could absolutely see them doing that.
Like
You mean
ads.
like what
'cause
Netflix
even
is about to do
Hulu-
to people?
Even Hulu, when you pay the highest one, some shows still give you an ad at the start and the end.
That's
Yep.
ghetto, Marcus. Marcos, what do you
Sorry.
mean? What do you mean? I'm paying premium money and they still have to watch ads?
I mean,
Hey.
Yeah, I mean,
aren't the
I think
artist
they
series
actually
already kind of ads?
That's what I
are
thought.
they?
Also, Carly Rae Jepsen was officially confirmed in LOL Cody. You're welcome.
Who's that?
She's that white girl that sings,
Lord.
"Hey, I just met you, but this is crazy. Here are my number. Call me
Listen,
maybe."
only song I
listen.
know by her.
They
The
called
gays
me out.
love her.
I just met
Listen, they called me
Yeah,
out.
so her career she's basically like Robin with an I, not the instructor, but like she's one of those like Charlie XCX, like the white girls that do the pop things for the gays. She's one of those.
Listen,
So Cody is teaching an artist series right on Saturday. That's what he announced in LOL Cody. But I agree with Chris. This is basically now just a giant platform to premiere artists. Because I feel like that's what every single one of these like special classes are now, is to basically be like, hey, I have a new album, stream it with me. I'm not mad at it, right? Because if that's what's going to give Peloton an edge, so be it. But if we recall a lot of press about how Peloton pays the most out of all the streamers, I wouldn't be surprised that that's how they are appealing to artists.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
With
Yeah,
their music program.
absolutely. I'm sure of it. But let me tell y'all this. Okay, so I saw, somebody reported it. I can't remember what outlet reported it before Peloton put it out that Carly Rae Jepsen was going to be on LOL Cody, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay. So I went on Instagram and I was like, all excited. Carly Rae Jepsen's going to be on LOL Cody. And I didn't expect this, but somebody came out and said the same thing Jess said. Who is that? I didn't have no answer. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know half the audience they do.
I didn't know.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I was just trying to be excited. I mean, I didn't know.
I'm glad. You happy for the both of us.
Yeah, I was just trying to be happy. They asking me these questions. I ain't got no answers to. I ain't know. I don't know.
But can
So
I
does
just
she have
say
new
about the
music?
apparel and them listening? I think they are, to what you said, John, listening to what some of the members, because
They
for the
listening
longest
now.
time I've wanted camo.
They listening
and they
now.
finally come out with camo print. And
All of a sudden they listening.
I am trying to be still and not purchase. I really am, but this is a difficult one not to purchase.
Black
I'm
Friday
not
sale.
loving the camo.
I know it's gonna go on sale, so I'm trying. You said you hate camo?
No, I didn't say I hate camo. I said I'm not loving this camo.
What?
Yeah, I'm not loving it. And like Niche said, it feels like something they did before.
They've never done
Of
camo.
an outfit.
They, as in Peloton Apparel, private label has never done camo. It's like, if we remember, the millions of years ago when they had the instructor sayings. Like, I still have my Alex Toussaint "This Ain't Daycare" bra,
Oh
which
my
was
God,
camo,
me too.
which is all the way stretched out, but I just double layer it. I'm never getting rid of that shit. But that's the thing. It's like, did they do that because it's Veterans Day tomorrow? Like,
Oh, maybe. You just answered the question for us. I don't know.
Good job.
Oh,
I mean, guys, I do work in communications and marketing.
Okay, you just hooked us up. You know.
I said, I hope
Good
we're
job.
not
Bravo.
the camo with the leopard because they've had leopard.
Girl, they're never bringing back the leopard. Robin, Robin Amelia, she is so rude. She is disrespectful because she posts pictures in that fucking set knowing damn well they're never gonna bring that shit back.
I don't know.
And
I don't know.
She has like 3 of them.
I don't know
I
because
I hear this literally every time she wears this outfit.
Yeah, because she's some bald-headed hoe for that.
She is. It's very rude. It's very disrespectful.
It's triggering for the two of them.
I
Bringing up the
can't.
leopard is very triggering. Please don't mention it in any future conversation.
It stresses me the fuck. Like, that
because
was
it was the best fucking one. They did like a remix one that was green that was like not quite
the same. It was,
and then they did a purple one for Ali, which I got because it was Sundays with Love. But it's not the fucking same.
It's not the same. I didn't even get the Ali with Love. It's not the same. I want that one.
You know what?
Because she's disrespectful and they canceled the contract with With. We're not getting that shit.
I'm just saying
granted, Robin probably has 3 sets. That's why it's holding up and it looks all brand new. Because
remember her closet?
Right.
Sorry, we're like clear. This makes us sound especially crazy,
Right.
but there was a video that Robin put
because
out.
You are crazy.
You know what? Whatever.
We don't need
fitness closet. We don't need this energy. She literally has a fitness closet of all of her workout clothes, which is separate from her real clothes.
Do y'all not remember that? Were we the only ones gawking at it? Come on, y'all remember it.
Like, I remember this post because I was like, what in the well?
Y'all wouldn't let me forget it.
What in the well?
Like, Robin called me poor with that fucking video. Robin called me a broke bitch.
That's what she did with that one video. That's what she did right there.
But I'm pretty sure she has multiple. She has multiple.
No one cares.
Sets, multiples of that set, because every time she wears it, it's so fresh, and I'm like, this is impossible.
Hold up, let's give me an opportunity to do the button.
Withstand the test of time.
It doesn't. And the thing is, too, it's real because her abs are popping. And she didn't get those fucking abs until that baby.
Right.
That's how you know they're not throwback pictures.
It's not. It's not throwback. This is real time, Robin. So that leads me to believe she has multiple.
Yo, listen.
And that's even more stressful.
Did y'all hear me when I said this was a triggering topic for them?
I'm sorry. We really do bitch about it to Danielle every single time we see that.
It's triggering right here. But listen, before, like I said.
John, what's the next topic?
Yan can't even hear.
God, whatever.
Whatever, Yan. Nobody can hear John.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody hear me anyway. It don't matter. But I'm just saying that before I know people acted like they was like listening to us, but in my mind, they never was. But now they are. So I don't know. Maybe y'all might get that joint. I don't know. Maybe that joint might come back. You know what I mean?
It's not coming back because Robin wants to be able to hold it over people's heads. We've already established this.
I agree.
That's facts.
I agree with that, but I agree with that, but I just want to see what they were going to say. You know what I mean? I agree with that, Danielle. I just want to see what they were going to say. You know, I agree with that.
But like, how are they listening though? That's what I want to know, Unc. Like, we already know half of them infiltrated the groups, right, on Facebook.
You know they be listening. Listen, let me tell you like this.
Yeah, but
let me tell you like this. Listen,
to what extent do you have to complain for them to actually take it seriously?
I don't think they ever were taking any of that shit seriously until they needed to. And I don't think they needed it to until like late last year. And, and I think that's why now, like a whole bunch of stuff that we've been saying for 5-6 years, all of a sudden we seeing. I just don't think they really ever needed it. They didn't really need to listen. I know a lot of people acted like they were listening, but I never thought they were. I never thought they were. Till recently.
I mean, it's the arrogance for me.
It's craziness. But you know what? They everywhere listening though. Y'all wouldn't believe the people that in my group. People listening. They out there.
Chris is trolling you in the comments. I don't even know what's on the agenda. Sorry, y'all.
Chris is hilarious. Oh, I don't even know what we got next. Well, we got time anyway. Well, anyway, I gotta get one more in. Let's see what we got left. Let's see. Yo, Danielle, you said something earlier today about price matching. What was you talking about? Price matching? Peloton price matching somewhere?
Peloton sent an email that said, if you find the bike, the tread, the guide at a lower price, they will price match it.
From Peloton.
From Peloton.
So it's basically, to me, it's like, so if they're not having a quote unquote Black Friday sale, right? There's no Black Friday sale on the Peloton site. But
Yes,
you go
yes,
to
there
Amazon, and Amazon is having, I thought somebody said they weren't having one.
They are.
Oh, okay. So what does it mean?
This was my impression when I thought they weren't having a Black Friday sale. Was like, it's not a Black Friday sale on Peloton, but if you go to Amazon and you see the bike for 10% less, and then you go to Peloton and be like, hey, the Peloton bike is 10% less on Amazon, then they'll match that price and give it to you for the 10% less. So
No,
essentially, they were still having a sale anyway.
They specifically said they're only price matching items that you see for a lower price on Peloton or in their showrooms. They specifically say it's not third parties.
So what in the hell does that mean?
I don't understand.
They want you to buy it now, and then when they have the Black Friday sale for the free accessories, you can price match or get your free accessories, but you'll go ahead and have your bike now.
That's the most confusing thing I've ever heard.
But with Amazon and Dick's potentially having sales, they're not going to price match to that. So now you probably actually do want to wait and see if Amazon or Dick's has a better sale because Peloton won't price match those.
I see. They're trying to basically
They're trying to get you to buy it now so they can go ahead and spread out some of their shipments and, spread that out and just try to distribute some of the rush that would normally be over Black Friday.
And they're basically just letting you know that we'll give you the difference back. Instead of people saying, oh, I'm going to have to call and fight about this. There's going to be no fight because they're saying we'll give it
there probably will be, but you shouldn't have to.
With who, though? They've fired more people, so they have even less.
They have no one to fight.
There's no one to fight with.
The automated phone system. It's going to, give you some lip.
The only thing you can fight with is the studio system trying to get a class. That's
Good
what
Lord.
you can fight with. Whatever automated.
Fight with the auto cue.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well that helped me. Now I understand what it was. I didn't know what they was talking about. I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I was like, because I thought I heard that they weren't having a Black Friday sale this year, that they weren't doing any price discounts.
Monday.
So that's why I was like, oh, so they're
Monday
not having a Black Friday sale, but they really are.
What you talking about Monday, Chris? Monday?
Yeah, that's when their Black Friday sale is going to start.
Oh, gotcha. That's right. You had reported that. I remember that. That's right.
And in case anyone is wondering, the Dick's in Montgomeryville, PA, is not going to have Peloton in the store. So they said online only when I was in there yesterday.
I've been seeing people
buy some lacrosse balls and figured I would ask the question, see if it was all set up. It's not set up. They have plenty of space for it because they have a golf section. So it's like if you just shift things around a little bit, you could totally put something in there. But they do not have Peloton in the store at all.
Were they on the list of the ones that were saying they were going to and just bailed out of it, or?
I don't think I don't know. I didn't see a list, so I honestly don't know. John just said, "Hey, have you seen the display in your store?" And I was going there to get lacrosse balls, so I figured I would check and see, and it's not there.
So there's a list of the 100 or so that'll have them on the Dick's website. Just for anyone else who might be wanting to go check it out, you can see on their website if your closest one should have it or not. There's only about 100 of them that will.
And honestly, it's better that they don't have them unless they were going to have Peloton employees working in there, because I told you guys this before. The people at the Dick's in my area, they're like kids and they don't know anything. And frequently when I'm going in there to buy cleats or wrestling gear or lacrosse gear or something, I have to tell them exactly what it is I'm looking for and what the difference is between the stuff. So I can't imagine them selling Peloton equipment. I really can't.
You should have gone in and asked them.
Specialized people.
Gone in and asked them to show you the rower.
Please, when I asked her if they were getting Peloton equipment in the store, she had to call 3 different people to find the answer for that. So
The setup in there looks nice though. In the pictures I've seen, the ones that have the setup in Dick's, it looked nice. It looks like its own little store in the store. So anyway, all right then, y'all. I done took y'all 7 minutes over. There's a couple topics we didn't get to, but I don't know. They might have started some heat anyway. So I'm gonna let them go.
More than the leopard print?
No, not more than the leopard print.
now I'm like, damn, what topics did we miss?
Nah, we missed a couple. We missed the warehouse workers suing Peloton. What else? You know, I mean, I don't know if I want to jump into that. Now, what else? Oh, we didn't talk about the new seated adaptive strength program with Logan Aldridge. We didn't talk about that. We didn't talk about Signal, you know, and they new thing. We missed a few, but that's all right.
So I was just looking at Dick's, you know, and the one by me, they have one Peloton that's available for delivery for pickup in store. And then you could get with expert assembly, you can schedule a delivery. And they have one pair of shoes.
One Peloton and one pair of shoes?
Yeah, but it's a men's 10.5. So
God dang. I don't know
if you have to buy from Dick's online, I don't see why you wouldn't just buy from Amazon online.
Right.
I don't see what the point with like having it physically in a Dick's store. I can see the benefit to that because you can go in, you can try it, you can see it, you can touch it. Like I personally, I hate buying stuff online. And Paul has said this. He's like, I thought the pandemic was going to like break you, but I hate like not being able to physically touch something that I need to buy. So I'm much more of like an in-person kind of person.
So
if
you
Dick's doesn't have it, I don't know why you wouldn't just buy it from Amazon.
Yeah, and you could buy it with a firm from Dick's for 24 months with no interest.
Oh, I don't know if you can use a firm on Amazon. I have no idea.
No, not a firm in Dick's. And then you can get a scorecard exclusive. You can get a $100 Dick's gift card with free store pickup if you get the Peloton.
Which means you have to assemble it yourself, though, I think.
Right. And then it says get the Peloton app free for 60 days if you sign up now on the Dick's website.
Yeah, you'd have to be wanting the points or they had it there and you could just get it that day. For me, that'd probably be the only reason. Otherwise, I'm with you, Danielle. I just order it from Amazon.
Yeah, right? Like Amazon's easy. And if I can't go in and touch it and try it anyway, then
now
buy it from Amazon.
Now, there's no fees or interest if you buy it from Amazon for 12 months. It's $120.42 a month. With that, you know.
Yeah, that's probably through the Amazon credit card. They do that for like all their Amazon purchases, though.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
All right, so before we go, I got to ask this question. Why do we care that there's a new premier designation on classes?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
Why do I care about that?
I'm happy about this.
Why do I care?
Okay, if I'm understanding it correctly, I'm happy about this. So what they were previously doing was coach the camera classes that had never aired before. They used to put them on the schedule as encore, but they weren't technically encore classes because they had never played before, but they also weren't live classes that were being taught. So they needed to designate them as something, so they designated them as encore. Now they're designating them as premier. So now you can tell that it's a brand new class that has never been aired before, and you'll have like a live leaderboard, all that kind of stuff.
I got you.
So I like it because I was like, it's so stupid. Because the only way to tell before if a new class was actually a new class when it was labeled encore was to click on it and to see the date. So like Saturday 60s with just recording them now all the time. The only way to see that it was a new Saturday 60 was to click on the schedule and see the date. But now if they label them as premiere, that I know it's a new Saturday 60 that was coached to camera and that it's not an actual encore class. Because encore really wasn't the right definition for those classes. Because they weren't really encore classes. They were new, and you had a fresh live leaderboard, but they
See,
weren't
I'm
really
so
an
happy you
encore.
explained that. Thank you for breaking that down because I was confused.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that is helpful because I was looking at that like, so, okay, that's helpful.
Yeah, Renee made a good point. I feel this is what I was thinking. Like by creating this new designation, to me, that signals that they're going to be doing this more often, which also means that for folks who like later classes, right? Like usually those artist series classes are like 7 p.m. Eastern, or like they used to do even like 8 p.m. Eastern classes, which was great for West Coast. I feel like they're going to stop doing evening classes and make premiere classes in those time slots.
Yeah, I mean, now that I understand what it is, yeah, they could do stuff like that. That makes sense.
This is what they're doing for the Cody series that's going on right now. Those are
Yep.
all being considered premiere classes. So that's kind of the first big example of these premieres.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I appreciate the definition, Danielle, because when I saw it, I was like, okay, like in the end, in my mind, it's an on-demand class. Why do I care if you're telling me it's premiere and I didn't get it? But okay, that's helpful. That makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, thank goodness it's about time you guys came up with some other designator. Because encore really wasn't it wasn't the right title for them. I don't know why it took them so long to come up with this.
Right, yeah.
But,
That makes sense now. That's helpful.
but it's like, I mean, it's Peloton, so I guess I can't be too surprised.
Well, Danielle, I also
This
feel like
long.
they just didn't think about it. You know what I mean? Like remember in the golden days, we used to just have way more like live classes. And so there weren't very many coach to camera push
That's
directly.
true.
Yeah, like they didn't have to do coach to camera pre-recorded classes. So the assumption was if a class is on demand, it was aired before. So they just probably didn't build it as a taxonomy. And so they were like, well, let's use the legacy system to just say it's an on-demand class, so it's encore. To me, this is a shift in how they're going to be planning their classes. It's more intentional with the premier designation, because now that means that there's going to be more premier classes where it's like we're definitely making coach to camera content that has absolutely no intent of ever being like or that like we're not even going to pretend like it was a live class versus, which is why like these like highly produced classes like LOL Cody, there's a rehearsal. They even say they have rehearsals in it, and I think those are Peloton staff members who are in the studios for those classes, because it's a whole production versus like coach the camera to an empty room. That doesn't need a premiere designation. That's just a drop.
But they also may not do as many just drops. They may fill in more of those time slots as premier classes, because so many people have complained that there's not enough like quote unquote live classes. So now if they kind of fill the schedule with these premier classes that technically appear to be live because you got a live leaderboard, that satisfies a lot of people who don't want to take an on-demand class.
Is
so
it going
I
to
don't care
though?
about going in and clicking a class and starting it. Some people really like to look at the schedule and be like, oh, here's a premiere class at 12:30. There's another one at 1:30. And they could take it. I don't know. This is just speculation on my part. But like, I feel like it would satisfy some of those people who complain.
I don't think so. I think them people that want live classes, they want to have this opportunity that maybe the instructor might say something to them.
Agreed. I agree.
What the hell are they going to say, though? Like, unless you have a milestone, honestly, honest to goodness, unless you have a milestone, what instructor is talking to you? Who?
Danielle, you know Ali be talking to you anyway, so not everybody is as privileged as you. Ali be out here talking to you on classes. Ali be talking to you and you ain't even in the fucking class.
You know what I mean?
Like,
why are you going to call me out, though?
What's going on,
I'm
Charlotte?
just saying, don't act like you regular.
Gosh, John, you're so low.
I know, I'm super low. I'm sorry.
Earlier, and this time change traffic is not it. I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm getting home at 5. It's dark when I leave, dark when I come home. So I don't know if I would have time for Aurora, but I was going to make a quick point about the Hydrow versus the Peloton rower.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Danielle said. I went and I tried the Peloton rower. had I not, I probably would have enjoyed, because I went to Best Buy and tried Hydrow, and it just does not compare. It's just, the features are so much better.
On the Peloton row.
Because customer service wasn't great either. They kind of just said, okay, go start it yourself. Whereas the Peloton showroom employees walked you through everything. But yeah, I mean, I have some flex spending money that I could use that would probably cover the Hydrow. I would have to come out of my pocket for the Peloton row. I don't know what else to spend it on. I got to spend before the end of the month. But it's just no comparison. And just one other point about talking to Matt Wilpers, and John, I messaged you about this actually. Barry was in his class. Barry McCarthy was in his 75-minute Power Zone endurance. I don't know if anybody was there or heard him, but he does talk to the people in class. It seems they're a little more. He's more engaged. He was pointing out people who are, who kill it on the bike and who are fit. He kind of knew like some of the people and some of their stories and all of that. It's probably like having a Danielle or Steph in class.
You saying Uncle Barry knew some of the people?
Huh?
You
no,
saying
no. This was Matt.
Oh, okay.
Matt was very geeked up too. So I was interested to see what kind of relationship he has with the instructors, how the instructors feel about how the company's doing, what have you. Matt was he was thankful. He was very grateful to him. And I guess he was like back in the corner on the bike. But I thought that interaction was interesting.
Well, he better be nice. I mean, Uncle Barry, it's Uncle Barry. He's
signing the checks, right?
He's signing checks and cutting heads and stuff. I mean,
true.
Steph, didn't you say he was in one of Kendall's classes one time? Like a live class that she was teaching? He was in the room where he took a class or something?
That was so random. Yes. It was like a regular, like 7 p.m. class. And bless Kendall. She was, just talking to herself to the camera. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, hi, Barry. And she's like, yeah, my boss just walked into the class. And he like just popped in giving, surveillance.
Lord.
Wow.
And my ass spent the rest of the class looking in the mirrors trying to see him. Like, I basically was like, fuck these cues. I was like, where's Uncle Barry? Like, is he hopping on a cycling bike right now? Because that man looked real sickly. Like, why are you in the studio interrupting? He out here I will never forget him looking like the crypt keeper on the member call. Like, I was like, what is, like, y'all look propped up, son. I was like, you out here running a fitness company like you look half dead.
Keeper.
He's like, I'm like, yo, you running a fitness company and you look half dead. Make it make sense.
Oh, Lord.
Not
Oh,
off
Lord.
brand.
Oh, Lord.
But I was also to me, it's just like, why? Don't do that. Like, don't do this. Like, to me, it was a signaling of his leadership style. I'm like, are you the type of boss that just like pops in to check in on what people are doing?
He's just walking in on people.
Surveillance. It's giving police state. I don't like that.
Wow, he's just walking in on people's classes. Dang.
But it was a live class. Like, what was she supposed to do? Poor Kendall. Like, you see her like posture straighten. It was like, it's like your uncle literally walking in and asking you what you're doing or whatever. Like, she was just having fun. It was like it was such a regular class. It was like, I don't know, like a low impact or something. And this poor girl having to do this class. I was so proud of her because I was like, you did it with grace. But I was laughing at her because I could see her like, she was like cueing more.
Wow.
It was a mess.
He just done walked in and ruined the whole mood. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I guess it's like when they do those teacher surveillances in the schools where the principal will all of a sudden go into a room and sit in the back of the room and like watch the class.
Like, it's like, giving Secret Shopper. It's giving Jayco like coming to your hospital. Like, I just was like, I don't like this. It's like the Pac-Man.
There's no secret shopper.
Wow.
Like, no secret shopper when the boss walks in.
You weren't. It'd be different if it's like, oh, I'm prepping whatever because we know we're gonna get it, audited. This is big man is coming and just interrupting you in the middle of a 7:30 p.m. class. Like, nobody's there because it's like the last class of the day. It was like the last live class on the schedule. So, these people are tired and they over here just like walking in, like it's giving police state. I don't like it.
You know what?
Would Foley ever take classes?
I don't remember ever seeing him in a class, but I think he probably would. He probably did.
But remember, this was the before time. This was an empty fucking room. This was not a member class.
And I would bet that Foley took classes because he definitely was taking them at home. Like, I've heard people shout him out and be like, oh, that he's on the ride or whatever, or that Joe's on the ride. Like, I heard all
Key Largo John.
So he would definitely be live riding.
Hold up.
Was he riding or walking? Was he pulling a John Mills?
I don't know if he was pulling a John Mills or not, but I definitely heard people back in the day shout him out.
Hold up, Steph. You said, wait a minute, I'm just clicking in my head what you said. He didn't walk into a class with people. There was no one in the class?
John, this was a Thursday evening.
Good Lord.
Before they even did member classes. This was like earlier this spring or whatever. And like it was like when Kendall was teaching the 7 p.m. on Thursday nights, that schedule. So I was hopping in regular, going to take my friend's class, and it's like nighttime. She's just trying to do her job and go home. And literally, he walks into the class, and I knew. Like, I think I texted one of my friends who were in production, and I was like, "How did you not throw up? Like, how did you not have a panic attack?"
He just gonna walk into the class. Ain't nobody in there. Hold up, that deserves a button.
Nobody in there by herself. It was her and like the PAs in Studio One, just doing a regular cast, and then he pops in, and she had to be like, "Oh, hi," because like you see her get like her posture. She took a step back. She was like, "Oh shit," But she's professional, so she didn't like say "oh shit," but I saw the "oh shit" go through her body.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember Tracy's right. Like, she was like, "Oh, hop on a bike with me. Get on the bike." Because she was talking to him.
Wow.
It was wild. It was very awkward. And like, oh my God, it was so awkward. Because again, it was the empty studio. It was 7-something at night on a Thursday.
Wow, that dude.
Her just doing her class. And she was like, "Oh yeah." Poor girl. Like, again, could not be me. Give Kendall a raise, because baby.
Was it low impact?
That's the thing. I like can't remember, but I definitely was like it was either like, yeah, it was either a low impact or it was like her second class of like a 2 20-minute ones. You know what I mean? So it was like,
I need to see this. I would totally put it on a swarm schedule, but not if it's low impact.
Girl, I don't remember what class. I'm not sure. I like 800 more like 3,000 text messages. I don't remember what day it was. I just remember being like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened." I was so proud of her, because I was like, why is he just randomly popping in? And I had heard that he has done that, not classes. Like, I think that was the only time that happened to like an instructor, but he pops into various offices or various places unannounced.
Wow. Tracy, I see you in the chat. If you find that class, you're going to need to text that to all of us, because I need to see this,
And as long as it's not a low impact, I throw it on a BGM swarm schedule. But if it's low impact, y'all can forget that shit. Y'all will never see it. Not on my schedule.
Oh, Lord. All right, then. Yeah, Tracy, if you find that, you send it to somebody. We're going to have to distribute that, because that just sounds hilarious right there. And it does sound like police state. That's some scary shit. Wow.
Like, it's giving like fascism. Like, why are you watching? Why are you interrupting her? Like, what the fuck? I don't like it.
But like, why wouldn't he just get on a bike?
Why would you just walk into the studio, which literally says "Do not enter"? We are filming. Why would you do that?
Because it's Uncle Barry,
But if you could do that, like, why not get on a bike though? So then it's less weird, because just to sit there and watch, you don't have a real impression of like what she's doing. You're just watching and you're hearing numbers and you're hearing things being called out. But like, why not get on a bike and take the actual class?
Because that man is not an athlete. That if he hopped on the bike, he would have passed out.
Listen, you don't need to be an athlete to take a class. You can be a regular Joe and hop on a bike. Stephanie.
First of all, if you want to try to call me out like you're my dad, it's Stephanie. But period. Like, yes, like it's just not, it was just not it. And so that to me was like the nail in the coffin, in my opinion, of this man. Because I was like, oh, you are a weirdo. Like, you're a full weirdo.
I think he
Yeah, I
just
don't
like
know why he wouldn't just get on a bike though.
the whole thing sounds crazy to me. But now I got to see it. So whoever find that, please send that to me because that sounds hilarious. I need something to watch because y'all know I'm just gonna be watching.
No, Deirdre, it wasn't. It was. I don't believe it was a Monday. I want to say it was a Thursday. Oh, maybe it was the R&B. Tracy, what is it?
Tracy said she found it. Tracy said she done already found it. Oh Lord. 9-8, Deidre said. 9-7? Oh, I don't know which one. Well, anyway.
It's a regular R&B ride. I'm sorry, BGM. That's not going on the schedule either. It's not hard enough.
Okay, here comes Deidre. Deidre, you find it? Deidre,
I just need, because I can't remember. I think. Oh my gosh. Tracy, like literally, I need Tracy to type right now.
I think I searched my history. I haven't done that many of her classes, and I think that was my birthday. 9/8. It was a Thursday.
Yeah, it's an R&B ride.
Yeah,
we're never getting into Song Swarm.
Yeah, so it was the Thursday 9/8 at what time was that? Was at 7:35 p.m.
Wow.
Exactly. It was like the second class of her evening stack, and it was supposed to be her chill, relaxed one. And then this nigga just walked in. Like, what?
I am definitely checking that class out.
I don't know why Danielle hates R&B so much.
I don't either.
Rude.
She be hating on R&B.
On the damn BGM Swarm.
She be hating.
It's not working out music. It's not working out music. It's take a stroll music. What's the rating on the
Danielle. I'm with you, Danielle. I can stand it.
No, time out for both of you. Bye.
Making a baby.
Y'all are rude.
I mean,
all right.
It's great for walking. Or
Okay.
baby,
See,
but it's not for working out.
see,
like,
you see. Now it's time to wrap it up.
And she got
Don't
back
let Babyface hear you.
And she got back
I ran to
Making a
Babyface.
baby? It's for making a baby. I agree.
It's not for working out though.
Well, you know what?
It's not for working out.
Me doing karaoke while cardioing is working out. So that's me working on my vocal control and my airways.
Yeah. Someone tell me what the class is rated.
7.3.
When's it from?
September 8th.
Is it 9/8?
Yep. So anyway, next week we're gonna have this on the agenda because I want to have some further discussion about this after I watch it.
Oh my God, it's a 7.3. It's not going on the schedule.
Boo.
Anyway,
that's how you know if Danielle ever gets body snatched, if the Swarm schedule has a class that's under an 8. Yeah, bitch. If it's like, if there's no Robin wearing yellow, if it's no like just Tunde existing, if there's no Mabata because she had to go and rebrand Tabata for a Monday, like, you know, she got body snatched.
Listen, whatever. I'm loving Mabata. I think it's a whole new thing. It's a whole new world.
Out of control. How you gonna get Mabata Monday, Tabata Tuesday, bitch?
We didn't have Tabata on Tuesday. I mean,
you're a liar because Ali and plus intervals equals Tabata.
We didn't officially have Tabata.
You are such a liar. Literally, if you look at the class plan, it's just Ali choosing violence.
It wasn't labeled Tabata though, so that's not my fault. It was labeled.
Literally, Ali plus intervals equals Tabata. It like doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because even if she's teaching an interval class, she turns it into Tabata. If it's not Tabata, then she turns it into PZ. Those are the two. Like Ali Love only chooses violence.
I can't be held responsible for what Ali does.
Oh Lord,
that's your best friend.
Whatever.
All right, y'all. I done took us all the way up to 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. But you know what? Next week we're gonna talk about this because I want to hear more about this class after we done all seen it. But until then, I appreciate you guys coming through. I always enjoy the conversation. Hopefully, I had this mic fixed by next week. And if I don't see y'all on a class during the week, which I might, because I'm gonna start running more now, I'll check y'all out next week. All right?
You actually sound better now, John.
Don't tell me that at the
No,
end.
it's still quiet. It's still quiet, but it felt like you moved your sleeve off the mic or something. Because I heard you a little bit louder for like all of 5 seconds.
Oh, Lord. Anyway.
You are nowhere near as loud as the rest of us.
Okay.
And that's a normal day.
Okay. And that's a normal day. But all right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all next week, all right? Have a great weekend if I don't see y'all before then.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.